Yo, good day, everyone. How's everyone doing? Welcome to Uncensored _ the truth about money. Thank you so much for joining us. We truly appreciate it. As you would know, we are a financial podcast. We give financial advice, and we have an accredited financial advisor. So anything and everything that we say does constitute as financial advice. Only in this YouTube, only in this channel. I'm your host, Kaya Junior Masango, and I'm with our financial advisor, Pratamza Madlala. Pratamza,
yeah. Chapunja put.
Grand winner.
Hundreds.
Good to have you back, man.
Hundreds. I'm taking the setup.
Nah?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Let's keep on recording longer. Let's have longer episodes.
I have a confession to make.
Yeah, man.
In a confession.
Confess away.
I remember we did credit scores. An episode on credit score last year. We did part 1 and part 2, right? So I don't know how. But also our audio guy doesn't want to take responsibility. But anyways, we Christians, we forgive and forget. So we lost audio. We lost the audio for the first episode on credit scores.
Yeah.
So and those are that credit score is one of the most important topics. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I felt the need today that we speak about credit score again. You know, because we lost the audio, and I think it's only fair that we do it again.
No problem.
So
no worries, man.
So my first question, right, is how does a credit score work?
All right. So and it's something that's, credit scores are something that we don't take into consideration. Before how it works, ne?
Yeah.
So let's just, tell the viewers, what is a credit score? Let's just, I want a brief background. So a lot of the times we go and say, I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Yeah.
Right? So that's the perception that goes out there. I don't want debt. I don't want debt.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you need debt to go into debt.
Yeah.
All right. So these financial institutions, they need to have some sort of barometer to say that, okay, in order for us to give Junior 10,000 Rand, we need to know how Junior pays his debt, how Junior handles his credit. So if we don't know anything, then how do we grant him all of this, right? Clear example, there was a lady who wanted to buy a house.
Yeah.
She's been doing, I need everything cash. So I was like, nah, I'm not going to buy a 3 million Rand house cash, obviously. I don't have that type of money.
Yeah.
So I'm going to apply for it.
Sure.
She applies for a house.
Yeah.
They decline her. She's like, how? But how? Because I'm fine, and I can afford to pay, the bonds, for the house on a monthly basis. He said, no, you don't have any credit whatsoever, so we can't even judge you. We can't even say, what type of investor you are. Or sorry, I'm still on investments. What type of person you are in terms of credit. Now this person then, she asked, what do I need to do? Right? Because they can see, affordability is fine. You can afford to buy this house. We can see your bank balance is sitting very healthy. They're like, no, go open a clothing account. That's it. Go open a clothing account, spend on a clothing account for a month, and then come back and let's see how we can sort you out. A month later, she got the house. So
she just needed clothes to get the house.
She just exactly. She needed to get into debt for her to get the house.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you need debt for you to get into debt. You know what I'm saying? Because I remember I wanted to buy a car, and they were like, no, you don't have any debt, dude. So we can't even approve you for a car. So I needed to go out there and do the due diligence. So what is a credit score? So credit score it's how credit institutions view Junior, and your score is obviously dependent on certain items that we'll obviously mention in this video. But the most important thing is, credit score is to attain how much money you a financial institute can give you, and the interest rate that they can grant you as well on it. Yeah.
What are the 6 factors that make up your credit score?
All right. So the biggest. So now you're in debt. You are in debt now, whether it's a clothing account, whatever it is. The number one thing that makes up your credit score is your payment history. How well are you paying your credits? So if I've got a revolving credit loan with a certain facility, I need to honor my monthly repayments. I need to honor those. If I'm late on my monthly repayments, it will significantly impact my credit score, and very quickly. So if I default, if I then say, I know, there's this, we're being real here. And that's before I also understood what credit scores and how they impact you. Because when you're still young, no one teaches you credit score, right?
Definitely, sure.
So, but you've got loans. And as soon as your salary comes in, they come for you. So what will you do? When you get paid, you quickly switch money into another account so that they don't go in there. But the thing is, they're coming to get their money. You took their money.
Yeah.
So pay back the money. So now what then happens is that they come into your account, they don't find any money. So then it defaults. You know what I'm saying? So then it impacts your credit score. Then later on, you want to apply for a house or car. Then they go back, say, hey, dude, how are you paying your stuff? You know what I'm saying? Another thing is how you use your credit. So it's not just about having credit on you, but it's also about how you are using your credit. So how you use your credit is, if you've got a credit card, some of us, we just want to, if there's a 10,000 rand limit,
swap in, swap
want to swipe everything. So the trick is, don't use less than 30% of your pool. If you've got a 10,000 rand limit, don't go below 3,000 rand. And another thing as well is what I did not know, but if you are applying for different credits all the time, so let's say in a month, every single week, whenever there's some credit you're always applying for, so that will also impact your credit score. Because what they're seeing is that, okay, so Junior can't manage that credit, so he's going to another credit facility to get credit to pay for that credit card. You know what I'm saying?
So is this, sorry, but Tamza, is this now when you are just like inquiring or applying?
Applying.
So let's say, for example, so if I were to apply for anything online, let's say maybe a clothing account or just like applying in any financial institution, then they can see with normal. You are inquiring a lot, then...
Yeah. They actually, I was not aware of that.
Yeah, me too.
But now after the research, like, how? So that means if I go into... Because I get it, basically, here's what it means. If I've got if I'm financially fine, so I've got a credit card, what's the need for me to have 3 more credit cards, right? What's the logic behind it? So it basically means if I'm still going to open others, it basically means I can't maintain this one.
Oh, okay.
So that's the logic behind it. To say that, okay, so now I'm opening that one to cover this one. I'm taking from Paul to pay Peter. So that's what they mean.
Okay, cool.
You know what I'm saying? Even with clothing accounts, you get people who've got 7 clothing accounts. I don't know why you've got 7 clothing accounts.
It was a thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know now, but it was a thing.
That's why they've got...
It was a thing.
Ladies must run away from those big purses. I don't see them nowadays, but our moms used to have these, and then they have lots of cards. Cards for days, bro.
Jetty, Edgar.
Yo. Please run away from... So the type of wallet you keep will determine your credit score. Smaller purse, bigger credit score. Bigger pairs, lower credit score.
So just a quick question before we continue. Does this also apply when you are, let's say you are applying for a car, and then let's say you get declined, and then you go again maybe next week or maybe next month, apply, decline again, and you go again. Does that also have a negative effect on?
Yeah, it does as well. So that's why they will tell you, okay, you apply for a car this month, chill a bit, chill 2 months, 3 months.
Okay.
And then go apply again. Okay. Because it hasn't updated yet as well.
Okay.
So when you'll keep on applying. So it's like those inquiries you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You just always inquiring. But they say, oh, dude, wait. When you're like, you're still knocking. I want. You're still knocking. They say, dude, just wait. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's important just to, if you've applied for a house or a car, just chill a bit. Fix your stuff. Obviously, there's different platforms. I know ClearScore is one of the platforms where you can check out your credit score. Also on the apps as well. I know Standard Bank, there's an icon where it tells you what your credit score is. As soon as you open it, already says what type of, what's your credit score. Yeah. I think you'll still ask it what's good, what's bad in terms of credit score. But another thing as well is something to look out for is the type of credit that you have. So there's good credit, there's bad credit.
Okay.
Good credit are more of your secured lending credit. So your car, your house. So those are more secured. So those are good credits. Then you've got bad credits, like your store credit cards, your food credit cards. You're buying clothes on credit card. You're buying this on credit card. So, or you're opening these store credit cards. So those will have an impact on your credit score. So, but a credit card on itself takes up your credit score very high. But as we said earlier on, it's how you use your credit card as well, because you can still make money from your credit card. So the balance, let's say you've got a 10,000 Rand limit, you can put money into it. Now your balance is 12,000 Rand. Now that 2,000 Rand difference will yield interest. That's what people don't know. So it's those. So those are some of the pointers that we can use to determine, how to build your credit score.
We had a topic on credit cards, and I think one of the things that you mentioned is that a credit card is not a loan, right? So exactly what is it the sole intention of a credit card is to build up a good credit, is to build up a credit score, or is there maybe another sole intent, like another intention for a credit card?
So look, a credit card, it's convenient. It's money at your convenience, or it's credit at your convenience. So it's not like a revolving credit facility whereby it's you apply for 10,000 Rand, boom, 10,000 Rand gets into your account, right? And you must use that 10,000 Rand. So with the credit card, it is used for credit. The main aim is for credit, right? But you can, let's say, use just 500 Rand today and pay 500 Rand into it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's a card that's easily accessible to you at any time. That's, acceptable in all major countries. Let me put it that way, Okay. So that's the nice thing about a credit card. But also, with that being said, because banks and financial institutions, they know what the power of a credit card. So that's where they can easily see your spending patterns.
I get you.
Yeah, when I'm all swiping conga, they're like, okay.
Don Perignon.
They've got you. So that's why for a credit card, that's why it's easy for them to track your expenditure. And update your credit score based on your credit card, because it's easy, man. I mean, we can go out here, go for lunch, boom. Go out here after lunch, we go for go-karting, boom. You know what I'm saying? So how you spend your credit card, they can see it's okay. Junior's this type of person, is not that type of person. Yeah,
I've heard this term a lot. People make it seem like a thing. I've maxed out my credit card.
Yeah.
That's horrible, right? That's
no,
bad.
it's bad.
We've got to get to that point.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of bad sayings out there that people deem to be cool, which yeah, I mean, it's a lot of hogwash, because we are killing ourselves in that instance. Someone said, I swiped 10,000 Rand credit card, but on what? No, we were chilling with the boys yesterday. Dude, but you don't know how much, how you're impacting your score. A good name is more than anything. Having a good name or good credit score, it's worth gold, man. It's worth gold.
I'm gonna tell you a story just now, but let's just look at what is a good credit score. So I see here there's a low score, there's a fair score, there's also a good score. So Do you mind just like taking
All right.
us
So
deeper
a
into
good
that?
score is all right. So most credit facilities, right? They give you a score between 300 and 850.
Okay.
But it all depends. Some of them it's 700, 200. You know, it all depends. But this is basically just for research purpose. No? So a low score is anything between 300 and 579. So 300, so the lowest, and 570, that is low. That's a low score. So so like Clear Score, they actually show you what you need to do for you to improve your. So maybe if you had a loan at a certain gym that they are bad in terms of giving people accounts and they're not tracking, we won't mention names, but if you've got those type of things, they'll list it there. Because sometimes we forget, they don't call you anymore. They called you 2 times.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not gonna answer. I'm just gonna put it aside. But it's still there. Your credit's still there.
Sure.
So at least there's some facilities that can say, okay, Junior, you've got these credit. You've got these loans with these credit facilities. So please go fix that. And then obviously once you fix that, things become better. Then a fair score is 580 to 669. So that's a fair score. You're okay. We can give you a loan, but not so much. Interest rates, we can also give you so much, right? And then you've got a good score, which is anything above 700 or 680 and above. So that's a good score. So there you can actually negotiate your interest rates. So if you go buy a house, if you go buy a house, no, I want, if let's say the prime lending rate is at 11.75, you're like, no. Okay, bona bag niggas, let's say 16% for a house. You're like, no, please, can you take it down to 14? Then they're like, okay, let's go back and we'll speak to the department that deals with the interest rates. We'll come back to you.
Yeah, to show how much the standard has dropped for especially for us people. I was applying for something the other day, right? And this lady, she had access to like my credit history. And then, so now as she's just busy on a laptop, she's like, yo, yeah, well? So I'm like, what's wrong? Why are you saying yo? I'm like, she's like, no, your credit score is just, it's so good. I've never seen such a, you know what I'm saying? And that
nice.
time my credit score is sitting at like 650.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now it shows the kind of people that come there, how horrible their credit score is, and then it makes you wonder, like, with such information, are people taking these things seriously? And are they, you know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to apply for a loan. Like we're talking about clothing accounts now, especially for us young people. It's easy to open a loan to get clothes, to get sneakers, to get a phone, or whatever the case may be. And then you struggle to pay these things back. But do you understand the implications that these things have? Because 5 years down the line, you want to purchase property and they bring back your credit history. No, sorry. So what we're sharing here, it's pure gold, very important. And I hope that people take these things seriously and apply what we are.
That's having a good name, man. And we take that so for granted. Like you think, you can't go to jail for debt, right? You can owe Absa Bank 500,000 rand. All they're going to do is just keep on calling and calling and calling. So you can change numbers, dodge, and go there. But at the end of the day, you've got a score that you need to maintain and build. And that's what's beneficial at the end of the day.
So now, how is a credit score calculated?
All right, so credit score, so they break it down in terms of percentages.
Okay.
So listen closely and pay attention.
Listen carefully.
So 35% payment history, paying your debts on time, accounts to 35%. Debt burden is 30%. So that's when you can't manage that debt anymore. You are always increasing your limit, right?
Okay.
The length of history is 15%. So how long you've had that debt for equates to 15%. The types of credit that you have, so bad credits, good credit cards, store credit, those equate for 10%. And then your recent credit searches is another 10%. So that's basically like multiple inquiries. You're always searching for debt here and there. So that also plays a huge role as well.
So now in terms of the length of history, right? is it always better to try to pay off as fast as possible, or to like pay consistently but keep it at a longer period so that you can keep
so don't close your debt. So don't reach to close it very quickly, because that impacts your credit score. Manage it. If you are in arrears, get up to standard and then manage it properly, where you are able to basically pay it on a monthly basis on time. Yeah. So even if you put a bit extra, it's fine. But as long as obviously you're paying it and you're keeping it for a longer time, that's nice.
Cool. It's quite funny because, you know, as people, we we're always thinking the less debt, the better. I don't want to have debt. I want to pay off everything, you know. We're always aiming to want to pay off for that house. I want to pay off for that car. But it's funny how the system works, you know, to say the when you have debt and still paying off, they're better. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So let's look at probably the most important question. 5 possible ways to start building your credit score.
All right. So 5 possible ways.
Yebo.
All right. Apply for a card or loan with your bank, whom you already have a savings or check with. All right. Get a retail credit card, such as an account with a clothing store. Okay. So, but that does not mean that you must reach your limit. So all of these pointers is not that if they've given you a 5,000 Rand limited at the store credit card, don't now go take clothes for 5,000 Rand.
That sucks though, because when you apply for that clothing account, no one tells you that.
Yeah. Now they won't tell you.
They'll give you a limit of 1,000 Rand. No one tells you to say, no, don't spend all of that money.
Yeah.
You know, keep at least 700 Rand or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's quite unfair.
Yeah.
You know,
now, at the end of the day, they're there to make money.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're not there to it's like a doctor. A doctor, if you come to a doctor with or a dentist, say, no, my tooth is sore. He won't say, okay, I'm gonna help you, but stop eating sweets, stop eating this, stop eating sugar. He's gonna say, okay, just brush your teeth, gone. When at that time you're chowing chocolates, you're chowing this, guess what? 2 months down the line, you're back again.
You're still doing the thing that causes the decay of the tooth.
So for them, it's not about them curing the disease, right? It's about maintaining the disease, because that's how they make the money. It's like with cell phones as well. Now imagine if you bought a phone that does not break, that does not jam, that does not do anything.
That the battery life is consistent.
You know what I'm saying?
How I wish.
Yeah. Now your screen cracks, the quality of screens now is deteriorating because they're making money on their repairs, on the repair side. So it's exactly the same with the credit facilities as well. So if they say go to Junior, even with the credit card, like after our previous episode on credit cards, I was like, maybe I qualify for a credit, because I've never had a credit card in my life.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe I apply. They're like, I know you're qualified. I'm like, oh, and I bring it. But after that episode, I knew it's okay, sharp. I'm not going to use it unless it's an emergency, because I didn't need it.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I need to boost my credit score. Although it's good, but it can still obviously get better. So then I applied for a credit card. But I was going to this. So even when I applied for a credit card, so the guy on the phone says, yeah, I know your credit card comes with benefits. So I'm like, what are those benefits? So in my head, it's benefits whereby, okay, you can get a financial advice, on how to spend it better. No. It's more skolotos, boss. If you go away on a trip, you can save for 10%. If you buy at this store, you can save for, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So what do they want to do? Oh, let me go swipe for that. You know what I'm saying? If you swipe with your petrol, with your credit card for petrol, you'll get a certain discount. E-bucks, whatever bucks, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, so people are putting people more in credit.
Yeah.
And they're not telling them how to get out of it or how to manage it. Okay, not getting out of, but the managing part about it. I think that's what's important. Because I know our children will max out his credit card. 2 weeks down the line, is applying for a further increase as well. You know what I'm saying? So I think that actually happens a lot. And then open a joint account with your spouse or partner as a co-signer. And then what exactly is a joint account? Like what does that mean? Does that mean we have the same card? Yeah.
Same card.
Same account number.
Okay, same account number.
Yeah. same account number. We are both signatories on the account, and we both have cards as well. Yeah.
Same, and then obviously same account number. That means if there's like a deposit, it goes into that same account. We both can access that money.
Yeah. But we need both signatories. So I need to be present. You also need to be present as well.
Okay.
So that's a joint account. So whatever happens on the account, we both know what's happening. So I can't withdraw without your knowledge. So you'll see, let's say, for example, if we have made it to be single signatories where you also have power, I don't need you to be there when I take out money. But when I withdraw it, you'll also see it as well. When there's deposit, we'll both see it as well.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's part of it. And then it says increase your existing credit limit. So, but it does not mean, so here it does not mean chow your credit and then increase your credit limit. Disclaimer. It says increase your credit limit.
Yeah.
So basically it does not mean that when you've depleted your funds, when it's at zero, now you want to increase it. No, it basically means that if your limit is at 10,000 Rand and you're sitting with 10,000 Rand, increase it maybe to 15,000 Rand or 20,000 Rand. That also helps. And then maintain a healthy mix of secured and unsecured lending or credit. So it means that have a portion, like as we spoke about with investments in terms of diversification. So as well with this, diversify your credit as well. Have a credit card, have a store card as well, have a clothing card. You know what I'm saying? That way it all works out in terms of.
Do you mind just quickly explaining secured and unsecured credit?
So secured, what it means is that, okay, Junior came to the bank, he wants 10,000 Rand, all right? When it's secured, there is something of value that's behind you lending this thing. So like a car. Like a car loan. A car loan is because it's attached to the car. If you default your payment, they come repossess the car. Secured lending, your house as well. If you default on your payments, they come repossess it. Unsecured is we are applying on the app, boom, 10,000 Rand in your account. So that's unsecured. Interesting question you're asking. So African Bank, some years back, they were on the verge of financial rescue because they were giving out so many unsecured loans, right? And people weren't paying back. So now they're sitting with this debt, you know what I'm saying? And they can't honor it because people are like, no, you're giving us money. We'll take the money.
Is that the same thing that's happening with Capitec now? Because I also heard like they have issues as well where they have borrowing people money, but now people are struggling to pay the money back. So, and now here's another thing that's scary is that people are borrowing money. It's not because they want to, not for luxurious expenditure, but because they're trying to satisfy their needs, like immediate needs, like food and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, I mean, in today's climate, my man, it's everywhere. You know, people aren't honoring the debt. That's why they said, in terms of repossessions of cars and houses, it's still going to increase. That delayed gratification or that delayed instance whereby COVID happened, people lost their jobs, things went high, you know, petrol is high. Lettuce, someone was telling me, did you see the price of lettuce? I'm like, who looks at price of lettuce? It's like, lettuce is expensive. I'm like, dude, I don't eat salads. He says, lettuce is expensive. It says 2 months ago, lettuce was sitting at 20 Rand. Now lettuce is sitting at like close to 40 Rand. I'm like, dude, I didn't even notice. I don't go and look at lettuce prices. It's
apparently also avocado is expensive.
I know avocado is madness.
Is it?
I don't know. It's like if you eat that thing, you become young. I don't know what's up with avocado.
It's anti-aging.
It has anti-aging properties. I don't know what's up with it. But yeah, things obviously are going up. People are trying to find means. So they're going to banks and borrowing. And some banks don't do their due diligence in checking. So they're just giving out and giving out and giving out and giving out. But now when it's time to repay, dololo. Yeah.
My next question is, but I guess this, well, it's worth asking, but then how can you build credit with no credit?
Open a credit. Open a credit, boss. You can't build a score without having, it's a credit score. So you have to have credit for you to have.
And then what's the difference between a prepaid or a secured credit card?
Prepaid is as and when, so you can put money in, you can take money out. Whereas the other one, it's secure, so you can't do anything with it. So if you've got a limit, let's say 10,000 rand, it's limited 10,000 rand, so you can't put in more into that account or into that credit card. So it's stuck at that, yeah.
Okay. And then how do I maintain health on my credit?
So how do you maintain health?
Very important. This is very important.
This is, yeah, I think people must just get closer to their screens or put the volume louder.
You see volume.
So the most important thing for boosting and maintaining your credit health is to use your credit responsibly, right? So, okay, I'll go through some guidelines so that people are aware.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah.
So remedy any bad listings, any negative listings. So if you've got any defaults, so if they call you, please do not ignore when they call you and say, oh yeah, the attorneys, your account has been handed over. Please do not ignore. Please do not ignore. Set up a reasonable payment structure. So the person who's behind the phone is not a monster. Set up proper, a payment plan. Because all they want is for you just to honor and say, okay, I'll pay it. You know, it does not mean that you must pay now 5,000 rand every single month. No, break it down to something that's affordable with you and honor it. So don't say, no, just for the sake of the phone. I get a back boost. Okay, sir, I see you're owing 5,000 rand, sir. So please, would you be able to pay, will you please pay 500 rand at the end of the month? Then you're like, okay, yes, I'll pay 500 rand at the end of the month. Well, now you know you can only pay 300 rand. 500 comes as a debit or a month end, you don't pay. Boom. You get listed. Even worse. So make that arrangement, but make sure that those are the credits that you focus on, right?
Okay.
Another one, make sure that you pay the installment in full. Like as I was saying, if it's 500 rand, pay 500 rand. Don't now say, I know 300 rand, I can only pay. If you know it's okay, I've set up 500 rand and you can't pay the 500 rand, call them. Say, guys, listen, I can only pay 300 rand. What can you do? Then they'll probably increase the duration of your period. Have a payment plan to realistically, so it goes back to budgeting. So have a realistic plan of how you're going to manage into your credit. Close any credits that you are not using. So if you're not using any credit, close it. No? Reduce your overall credit balance as much as possible. So the balance that you have in there, so try as much as you can to make it more positive. You know what I'm saying? So if I've got a revolving credit card, a revolving credit facility with a certain institution and it's sitting at 10,000 rand, and I've used up that 10,000 rand, I must try bump it up to that 30% that we spoke about earlier on. To say that, okay, my balance at least must not exceed this 3,000 rand if my limit is at 10,000 rand, right? Limit the amount of credit you're using. Aim for a ratio of 35% or 30%. All right, so as I explained, limit the number of applications you make. All right, keep in mind that your credit report shows how many credit applications you make. All right, avoid too much unsecured debt. So if they're busy calling you, hey, you qualify for 10,000 rand, you take. Next month, hey, you qualify for 5,000 rand, you take. Hey, you qualify for 2,000 rand, you take. So those will also impact your credit score in a negative way. So that's how you maintain your thing. But don't run away from the people who are trying to call you because they want their money, man. They want the money, pay back the money,
But if you don't have the money?
Pay back the money, man. Make an arrangement. 550 rand, 100 rand.
If I'm now, 50 rand.
Aye, boss, you go make a plan. Either way. I'm going to think some keep. I'm going to think some sweet konin.
I think that's about it from my side. Is there anything else you'd like to add?
I keep saying this. A good score, a good name, it goes way far. A good name goes way far, and a good credit score even further. Reason why I say that is because we grow up not knowing about credit scores. We don't know what credit scores. I can ask my niece and nephew outside. They don't know what a credit score is, right? They get into the job market. They get their first job. Boom. No, you qualify for this. You qualify for that. They pay these things like, nah, I'm not going to pay it back. You know what I'm saying? So people think that when someone grants you 10,000 rand, you're entitled not to pay it because you can't go to jail, right? Then there's no cops they're going to knock on your door and say, hey, he came here, we're arresting you until... So people try to avoid those calls. I'm not going to honor you. This. Yes, but the more you avoid those calls, the deeper your situation gets. So the moment you take ownership, because I was there once upon a time. The moment you take ownership, and you try when you want to buy a car now, or when you want to start a family and buy a house, then say Akshay. So have a good score, maintain a good name, answer those calls, make an arrangement that's affordable with you, that's within your budget, and honor that arrangement. And if you are maxing your credit card, hey, bad news. Bad news.
So now can your spouse's negative or let's say your spouse's negative credit score, can it affect you as well in a negative way?
If you're married in community of property.
Okay.
Yeah. But now we're getting to marriage. If you're married in community of property, your spouse's debt is your debt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. What your spouse does impacts you. If your spouse is blacklisted, there's no blacklisting, but for lack of a better word, if your spouse is defaulted, you'll also be defaulted. So if your spouse can't buy a car because they're in judgment, you also can't buy a car because you're in judgment. Yeah.
So now, Vele, when you date, those are the questions you must ask. If you know you want to marry this person.
How's your credit score?
How's your credit score, Vicky? No.
Yes, so what's your credit score? Move on.
Next. Pratanga, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for chilling with us and listening to us. We really hope that you do implement the things that we tell you here. We do our due diligence here. We do research. As Pratamba said, he's an accredited financial advisor, so we do our absolute best to give you information that's credit worthy, So please, what we say or what we advise, please do it and please put it into action. And with that being said, we can't wait to see you again next week. We out. Cheers.